They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could.
You were sitting in the living room, curled up on the sofa armchair while flipping through novel. The house was unusually quiet, with the only faint clattering of pots and pans from a kitchen where your mom was making dinner. You looked outside the huge window of the living room where the raindrops were falling on the green grass. You smiled, feeling relaxed, but suddenly you felt something soft and slimy hit your head. Your fingers instinctively touched your hair and you found banana peels. Groaning, you looked up to see your stepbrother, Jungkook, standing with a mischievous grin spreading across his face. Jungkook, you shouted, scrambling to get the peel out of your hair. Hey, pretty girl, reading novel and enjoying rain, he said, smirking at you as he took a seat on the sofa beside you. What's wrong with you? Can you ever act like a human being? You yelled, glaring at him. He chuckled to make you more pissed off. Come on, you should enjoy life than sitting here idle and reading a novel. He said, his dark eyes were dancing with mischief. Brushing the peel off your head with rolling your eyes at him, Jungkook smirked, tossing the second banana peel towards you but missed as it landed harmlessly on the armchair beside you. You whined, your fingers clenched the edge of the chair, suppressing the urge to throw the banana peel back at Jungkook, but suddenly your mom's loud voice echoed in the living room. Why, Jungkook, I swear if I ever hear one more complaint or fight, I will lock you both in a room together until you figure out how to get along, she said, making you gulp down. Well, I won't mind, he winked at you. Your heart skipped a beat, but you rolled your eyes, hoping to mask your reaction. You are for sure delusional, you scoffed. You got up, grabbing your novel from the table. You walked to the kitchen from where you grabbed some snacks. Why you always fight with your brother? She said before you could walk forward. Mom, he starts first, you said, turning your head to her. If he starts, then you don't need to make a fuss. You should just simply tell me rather than yelling at him, she said calmly, revealing the apron. Okay, Mom, next time I will keep it in my mind, you sighed. As you reach your room, you place the novel on the bookshelf and fetching out a mobile phone from your pocket, you started to scroll down your phone after plopping down on the bed. You opened the snacks and started to eat it when your room door opened and unfortunately it revealed your annoying brother Jungkook. Where is it? I know you took it for me, he said. You sighed and looked into his eyes. I didn't take anything from you, so stop blaming me, you said and gave him a cold stare. But his eyes were saying something else which made you scared. He had anger issues, you knew that. That's why you shut your mouth and look at him with your innocent eyes. He walked towards you. I am going to ask you for one last time, kitten, where it is. He said, his eyes getting insane, which made you gulp down. What? I don't know what are you talking about, you said while mumbling. My white t-shirt, I know you have it. You were wearing it last night, he said. Oh, it is in the washing machine. I asked Mom to wash it, you managed to say without stuttering. I told you to not touch my shirts, he said and walked away as you felt your rising heartbeat started to come down. This is my stepbrother Jeon who tries to get on my nerves somehow. My mom and dad got married 3 years back. Since then I have been living with him in his dad's house. He came into my life 3 years ago and completely changed it. At first he had been distant, aloof, and I had not really thought much of him, but the day I saw him in his room, I found myself lost into him. Since that day, I found myself noticing him more than I should. It's so hard to try and keep my cool and calm composure in front of him. I know it's extremely weird to have feeling. Why he's supposed to be so handsome? I don't think so I will be able to tell him about my feelings, and how could I when we both are practically siblings? Suddenly my room door swung open, revealing my stepbrother as always. What do you want now? I asked annoyingly. I need your friend Sia's number, he said, rubbing his temple. For what? I asked as my eyes started to fuel with unknown jealousy. Jimin has crush on him and he wants me to get her number, he said while leaning against the door frame. Oh, I will give it to him personally. You may go now, I said as I knew Jimin really well. He is Jungkook's friend and he has been trying to get Sia's number by any contacts, but I will have to get Sia's permission before giving him a number, so I refuse to give Jungkook her phone number. Why personally? When I am asking you to give me her number, then you want to see Jimin, he said, poking his inner cheek. Can't I? I said, my cheeks, eyebrows. Jungkook shut his eyes as if he was trying to suppress his anger. Do whatever you want, he said, leaving the room door. What's his problem? I groaned, looking at him from behind. Why he is so irritating? While I was getting pissed off, my mobile phone rang. Grabbing it from the bed, I glanced at the caller ID. It was David, my best friend since kindergarten. I answered the call while laying on the bed. Hey David, what's up? I asked, leaning my head against the pillow. Hey Vayani, I am fine. Actually, I forgot my math notes in your bag, so if you don't mind, can you come to XX restaurant? We will have a fine dinner together and you could also return my notes, he said politely. David, isn't it too late? What if I bring them tomorrow in the college? I asked, biting my nails. But I need them right now. Can't you listen to your best friend? He said cutely. Okay, fine, I am coming, I said, getting up from the bed. As I cut the call, I know it's late and mom and dad are not home also, as they went out for a dinner date, but I can't say no to David as he always helped me in studies. I quickly slipped into my white frock and doing a little bit of makeup, I rushed downstairs to see Jungkook sitting in the living room. He looked up at me through his mobile phone and frowned. Where are you going at this late hour? He asked, looking at me from top to bottom. My friend needs some notes, so I am going to Access restaurant to return him back, I replied. Do you have any idea that what time it is? Which friend of yours calling you in the restaurant at this time? Tell me, he said, his voice getting deeper. It's David, my friend since kindergarten, I said, looking at his not so satisfied face as he shook his head. You ain't going anywhere, just stay home. As if he needs any notes, he can come at our place, but you won't go anywhere and that's final, he said, throwing his mobile phone on the table. Oh really? And why am I supposed to listen to you? I asked, glaring at him. Since mom and dad are not home, you are my responsibility, so you will have to listen to me, he said, making me groan. I know he won't let me go, so as he is very stubborn, so I fetched out my mobile phone from the bag and texted David to come at my place. Once I was done texting him, I looked at Jungkook, who had smirk on his face which made me groan. Arthur spoke. It's been half an hour since you have been waiting for David in the living room, while Jungkook had left for his bedroom as he had to do some important work. You glanced at the wall clock with a sigh, but all of a sudden the doorbell rang, making you sigh in a relief. You quickly rushed to open the door to see David smiling at you. Finally you came, bro, you said, making him chuckle. You both walked inside the living room as you handed him the notes and then he leaned on the sofa beside you. By the way, thanks for the notes. Where is your brother? He asked, making you roll your eyes. Not only brother but a annoying one. He must be in his room trying to do some silly things, you said, making him giggle. Oh, I see. What about watching a movie together? It's been so long we have not watched any movie, he said, making a pout. Yeah, you are right, you said, grabbing the remote from the table. You played the movie and you both started to watch it. Jungkook's point of view. After doing the assignment, I closed my laptop and walked to the downstairs to see Ryan practically sitting. What a great view to see. I deliberately threw the vase on the floor where placed. She quickly jumped off from the sofa and looked at me shocked. It's really not what it looks like, she said, walking to me. I have witnessed her calling him Oppa many times. But he is not her Oppa in reality. She will have to understand that. Hey dude, nothing happened. We were just watching a movie. Come join us. It's really fun, he said, grinning at me, and I urged to break his seat. I remained quiet and glared at both of them. So why you were sitting on the sofa? I asked, looking at her with my dark, intense eyes. Jungkook, he is my friend, nothing else, she said, making a sad pout. You better stay quiet, I said. Stop making fuss of everything and don't make him feel weird, she said, almost groaning. Slow down your volume before something bad happened, I said. David coughed dramatically and got up from the couch. I guess I should leave now, he said, forcing a smile at Vian. I will see you off then, she said. See you off? Isn't they getting extra close? I muttered to myself while looking at both of them. He hummed, messing up her hair. I groaned, rolling my eyes. He has feet and by using them he can go out, so stop behaving like his nanny, I said, and my jawline was tightening. Vian glared at me. It's okay, Vian, I will go, he said, and left outside. Once he left, Vian walked to me. Her small nose was flaring with anger. What's your problem? Why you don't let me stay at ease? You know really well that I always treated David as my brother. So what's the big deal? She said, looking into my eyes. This big deal is that he is a handsome guy, and I don't want you near him in the setting anyway, I said, crossing my arms over my chest. Well, you think I am going to do something? She said, frowning at me. I shut my eyes at her words like I would think something like that. I just don't want him thinking something wrong. I gritted my teeth, staring at her. He is not like that, she said. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't see you as his little sister, I said, only to make her pissed off. She frowned in a disbelief and suddenly looked at me. Her eyes were really popping out, which made me smile. So does she feel something about me? She ran upstairs. Arthur spoke. The next morning, you got up from your beauty sleep as you quickly made your way over the bathroom that was off your room, and you hopped into the shower. The warm shower splashed all around your body, which made you feel at ease. After a few minutes, you got out and you did your daily routine, dried your hair, and went to the wardrobe to decide what to wear. It took you almost 10 minutes to choose an outfit of the day. You grabbed a short pink frock and dark purple wedge. You loved wearing purple cause it's one of your favorite color and Jungkook's too. Doing a little bit of makeup, you walked downstairs to see your brother making breakfast in the kitchen, which only happens when your mom is not home. Good morning, Cook. You cheap sitting on the counter chair. Good morning. Ready to go for college? He asked, giving you his heart-stopping smile. You nodded your head in yes. Do you know where mom and dad? You asked, pouring yourself a glass of orange juice. They are on a business trip and won't be back for a month, he said, winking at you as he took out a toasted bread from the toaster. Your cheeks started to heat up as you looked around to hide your blushing face, but it was noticed by Jungkook as he walked towards you. Let's have breakfast. It's getting late for the college. You said, sitting on the counter chair. He started making up and started to serve you breakfast. Once you were done having the breakfast, you got up and grabbing your bag from the table, you rushed to Jungkook as you gave him a smile and ran to the main door before he could respond. That's not fair. Come home. I bet I won't leave you for this, he said, seeing your disappearing figure. At college, 1 o'clock. Why he called me in an old school room? Maybe something urgent, but David never called me in an empty room like this. You were muttering to yourself while walking to the room. As you reached the room, you twisted the doorknob and entered in. Your breath hitched in a throat when you looked at him. It was David smirking at you. What are you doing? You asked. I just can't act to be like your elder caring brother anymore. We have grown up, Ryan. We should behave like adults, he said, making her eyes filled with tears. I never expected this from you. I always treated you like my brother, you said between the sobbings, while tears escaping your eyes. Come on, don't cry like this, he said. But before he could say something, you gave him a punch and you quickly opened the door and rushed to go back to your house. Time skip. It's been 2 hours since you have been crying in your room. You curled up in a ball at the corner of your room and cried. And why not? You always treated your brother and never expected him to behave like that. You were crying out loudly when suddenly you heard a gentle knock on the door. Hey Ryan, I am back, he said, opening the door. His eyes widened when he saw you crying loudly at the corner of your room. He ran to you as he bent down on the floor. Ryan, what's wrong? Why are you crying? He said. You looked up at him and smiled, making him more smile. You told him everything between the sobbing that you couldn't keep this to yourself. He wiped your tears. Just stay relaxed, everything will be fine, he said. After that, you were laying on the bed while Jungkook walked outside by making the context that he needed fresh air. 2 days later, you came out of the bathroom and walked to your wardrobe to slip into the dress. As you grabbed the dress, you walked to your bedroom to see Jungkook laying on it. What are you doing here, Cook? You asked, your cheeks flushed as you saw him staring at you. There is no need to hide, he said in his deep voice, making you gulp down. He got up from the bed and walked towards you. Hey, don't be shy, just be like a good girl, he said. Suddenly, an idea popped into your mind, which was doing a pillow fight. You grabbed a pillow from behind you, snapping it towards Jungkook, and it successfully hit him square on the face. You grinned to yourself, making him poke his inner cheek. What are you doing? He said, throwing the pillow in your direction. The feathers from the pillow fell all around the bed. You froze for the second as he looked at the pillow on the floor. Time skip. Won't let you go, he said.